I am your host, Marissa, and I'm here with my co-host, Dystro. Say hi.
Hello, everyone.
Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope everybody had a really good weekend. Um, I had a pretty decent weekend myself. I don't know about you, Dystro.
Well, my weekend was pretty good. Not not gonna harp on it any longer than I need to, but it was decent.
Yeah, I just made brownies today, so that was a huge win. Well, we are approaching the end of September, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my gosh, this year has just flown by quick.
Yeah, and it's like before you know it, it's like it'll be Halloween.
Oh my god, wait, when's Halloween this year? Like, what day of the week is it on?
Uh, I would say
Hold up, we
Wed
gotta Google this.
Wednesday or Thursday.
I'm gonna look this up right now. Anyways, I'm glad everybody's here. Thank you for joining tonight. Let me see here. Halloween's on a Monday. Ah, I wanted to do a
Damn.
Halloween episode. I wanted it to be on a Sunday.
Well, I mean, we could always do a pre-Halloween
Halloween
episode.
episode, yes, spooky vibes. Maybe we'll do that. I'm not sure. It's a whole month away. We have a whole find it out. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys for listening tonight. I'm glad you guys are here. Enjoy the show. Um, so tonight, let's get into tonight's episode. So tonight we are discussing Simple Plan. Um, so it's called Let's Talk Simple Plan. You guys know how the Let's Talk series is. I have been waiting to do this episode for a little while now. I've been thinking about it since maybe July. It's just we had other episodes planned ahead of time. So here we are.
Yeah, hey, better late than never.
Now, Simple Plan is my other what do we want to call this? Pandemic band, maybe like COVID band. Like it got me through 2020. Um, Same thing with Billy Talent. I found them right around the same time in 2020, and at that moment, I was kind of in like a dark period of my life where I wasn't in the best of shape mentally. Um, Simple Plan, and I didn't know this whole time that I'd been listening to them in my childhood because we have a song on one of our MP3 Rocket CDs or LimeWire CDs. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. We had a song on one of them, and it was Simple Plan, and I didn't know until 2 years ago when I found Simple Plan.
That's funny because like earlier today I was listening to Simple Plan and I was like, well, I guess that's a sign.
It's a sign it's gonna be a good episode. When did you find Simple Plan, Dystro?
Oh God, okay, I gotta go into the deep pores of my past here. Um, it was on a hard rock compilation um of like different bands and stuff. It had like Evanescence, Sum 41, Simple Plan, of course, and it was called The Edge. And it was two discs. So it had like bands on one disc and then bands on another disc. And the song that was on that disc was Welcome to My Life by Simple Plan.
That is a good song. Oh
And
man.
it's like I think that was like 2010, 2011.
Oh boy. Okay, so you're like kind of a long time listener, so you've known about them for a while. Lucky.
Yeah. I've
So
I've known
the
about them for a while, yeah.
so the song that I found on the CD that we had was the song "Perfect."
Oh,
Um,
that's a good one too.
that's a good one. Yeah, that was the song that was on a CD that we have. I don't even know where that CD is. It's probably somewhere in the archive of my house. Um, okay, so Simple Plan is a group that formed way back in 1999 in Montreal, Quebec. So they are a Canadian group. They are one of the most successful groups that Canada has ever seen. I mean, they're
It's
on tour right now, aren't they? I think they're on tour right now
um
with
I
the
guess so, yeah.
Offspring.
Yeah, because of the I think the cameo that I had gotten for you for your birthday, he Pierre was saying that they were on tour right now. But that could have like
Yeah, they are on tour. Okay, I'm just looking at it right now. They are on tour. They're with the Offspring, and I think they were with Papa Roach at one point as well.
Maybe, I
Wow.
guess.
Damn. That's like I wish I could have went to that. Like I'm a fan of all three of them groups. So yeah, they are one of Canada's most successful rock groups of all time. However, they are classified as pop punk, pop rock, and I guess emo. Like I don't get the whole emo classification.
I think they kind of classify themselves as like the first two, like you said, but I think the emo is just because one of the albums has like kind of like dark tones to it,
Yeah.
and I think it's just because like some of the songs are, like they're trying to get through tough times, and there's like emo kids being like fuck life, fuck school, and all that stuff. So it's like I guess it's kind of like something like that and be like, okay, like, hey, like, this is not the answer, but it's like we're gonna try to help you get through it, sort of thing.
Right. But yeah, myself, I've always classified Simple Plan as pop punk. That is their
Right.
genre. They're
I,
more of into the Sum 41, Blink 182 kind of
mhm,
thing.
mhm.
So, let's see. Where do we want to start here? Um, I guess we could just start going over some of the albums that they had released. What's funny is, based off of what I've researched, yes, they formed in 1999, but they didn't come out with their first like official album until 2002.
Mhm. Which is no pads, no helmets, just balls. It's funny to say it now, but it's like I think that was like kind of like one of their most popular albums at that time.
Albums. Oh yes, I've been trying to get it on Amazon, but like it's like expensive. Oh my
Yeah, it's like
god.
a rare find sort of thing.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, that one's like I think that like sold like a lot at that time. Uh, God, now I gotta probably look it up. You go ahead and
Continue.
yeah, you go ahead and continue. I'm gonna look this up.
So once they released it in '02, it kind of put them on the map. They had songs such as "I," "The Worst Day Ever," "I'm Just a Kid," "Addicted," I believe is another song on there, and
Yes.
actually "Perfect" is on that album as well. So like, oh, a lot of freaking Billboard chart toppers right there. So I
Yeah,
can see how that album would put them on the map.
mm, for sure.
Jeez, like freaking the time frame between 2002 and 2004 was just the time frame for these upcoming rock groups like Simple Plan, and you got Billy Talent who released their debut album in '03. um Fall Out Boy was coming into the picture around this time as well. Like,
Hmm.
man, like this was the time to be alive for music. Unfortunately, I was just born in 2002, so
I would have been probably almost four, almost like around like eight if it was '06. So,
right. Now, a couple years later, fast forward to '04, they released their follow up album, Still Not Getting Any.
mm.
Well, that's a great fucking name.
Hey, can't help. It's like you can't blame them though. It's like, I mean,
Oh, man. So that album also had chart toppers as well, such as Welcome to My Life, Shut
hmm.
Up, and Untitled. Oh my god. Untitled is that one song you'll always hear in them sad memes. How good this happened to me.
Maybe my mistakes.
Oh god. Karaoke time with Dystro, part one.
Sounds like God.
Oh my
Okay.
god. So I know that they had went on tour after they released these two albums and stuff like that. I believe they also performed at Warped Tour a few times, which is pretty fucking cool.
Hmm.
Um Fast forward about 4 years later in '08, they released their self-titled album Simple Plan. Now this is kind of weird because don't you think usually your self-titled album, which should be your first album you release? Not in the case of Simple Plan. This was their third album that they had released. I actually have this album. I bought it I think 2 years ago, maybe I bought it. I bought it on Amazon. It was the cheapest one they had. Um, but this album's kind of the dark album that we were talking about. This is, I know I always say every rock group has their dark album. This is their dark album. So let
Hmm.
me Google it here. Self titled. Yeah, it is their dark album. A lot of dark topics were mentioned, especially with the song Save You, which is about somebody dying from cancer, which is pretty sad. Um, and then you've got When I'm Gone, Take My Hand, The End, Time to Say Goodbye, No Love, What If. A lot of good songs on this album. I've listened to it in full. It's really good, hence why I bought it. But yeah, this album was definitely a dark album for Simple Plan with a lot of dark topics mentioned and stuff like that. Just had that different vibe to it. It's like Billy Talent 3. That's like dark vibe right there.
Mhm.
All right, so we fast forward to 2011 with Get Your Heart On. That album was the one I was fucking looking for too. And
Really?
yeah, it's on Amazon and it's like super pricey last time I checked. Came out in
Oh yeah.
2011. I want that album so bad. That's like one of my favorite Simple Plan albums to this day. Um, this was kind of when music started to shift a little bit. We started seeing more of these pop punk groups emerging, like Pierce the
Mm,
Veil, Sleeping with Sirens. Fall Out Boy was on hiatus at this time.
mm.
Crown the Empire was also getting a good head start.
Yeah, that's true.
So this album had Summer Paradise, which I believe Sean Paul was on that song.
Sounded Bob.
Had Astronaut, which is one of my favorite Simple Plan songs of all time. It has a different vibe to it. It was This album's kind of more of an experimental album in my opinion. I don't know if other people may agree. Especially with Astronaut. It was something we haven't really heard from Simple Plan yet. We also had Jet Lag, we had You Suck at Love, and we had Can't Keep My Hands Off of You featuring none other than the late great, not late great, but the legendary great Rivers Cuomo of Weezer.
Yeah,
Yes.
I saw that when I was looking at the album for Get Your Heart Out. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Just Rivers just pops up literally anywhere at this point.
So hey, he's making money. So
Hey, listen, yeah, he's doing a good job. Ah, jeez, I love Weezer. Anyways, so let's go up to 2016 when they dropped "Taking One for the Team." This album, it's not one of my favorites. It's has more of a pop vibe to it. One song I like in particular though is the song called "Boom," which was track number 2. I also like Perfectly Perfect. That song's not too bad either. It's just this one's like that one album's just like
it's
it's
like
okay.
it's like you will listen to it just for like that one time, and then you will just let it for be like forgotten memory sort of thing.
Kind of, yeah, in a way. So before we get to the last album, I'd like to mention this little note. So one of their band members, known as David, and I cannot pronounce his last name, so I'm going to apologize. David Desroisers or something like that. I'm not Canadian, so obviously I can't pronounce this, but
The
he,
bassist,
I think it was the bassist.
yeah, yeah, because I'm looking at it right now. Bassist and the backing vocals. Yeah.
Yes. So he ended up having sexual misconduct allegations against him on social media, hence leading to his departure of Simple Plan in 2020, back in July. I remember hearing about that on Twitter. I'm like, oh my god, like wow. And the thing is, this guy he just took a hiatus from Simple Plan prior to this due to recovering from depression and stuff like that. And then he comes back. Just months later, he leaves because he was exposed on social media with sexual misconduct allegations. That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it was kind of like a good thing that he departed to like from that because like I guess he didn't want like the band to be like
The face backlash, kind of.
yeah, to face backlash because they have a sexual person like a sexual pedophile on their roster.
Right. And the band had nothing to do with it. This is just one member.
Yeah, and I guess like, Pierre and the boys, they were like, yeah, okay, that's cool, and just just take care of yourself first and get the help that you need and all that stuff. And but it's like I guess it was just like a good thing that like I said, like, he departed from them just to like take care of his mental self and stuff like that. And um, I mean, that's kind of cool. Like at least like Pierre was just like hey, like it's good thing it was like brought up kind of
Yeah,
like to the forefront first, and then he just like okay, he's like I'm gonna just peace out. Thank you for all the the warp tours and all the the band memories and all that stuff. It's like I just need to take care of this personally by myself without all the other band members facing backlash as well.
right. And we do not know what's going to happen after this. It's been 2 years since he had departed Simple Plan. I have not heard anything about this guy after this incident. I don't know if he's ever coming back. Um, but yeah, I guess he's been taking care of himself. I've seen on social media. That's the only thing I've seen about him is he's been taking care of himself, which is good. He needs to. Um, but yeah, so now they are down to 4 members, I believe. It's like Pierre, and then there's 3 other people. Um, okay, so in 2022, which was this year, they dropped their new album, Harder Than It Looks. I unfortunately have not had the time to listen to this freaking album, and I am kicking myself in the ass for it as we speak because I can't give like an honest opinion on the album. I'm trying
Right.
to see. I think I listened to one of the songs that came out prior to
Antidote.
the release. It might have been Antidote or Congratulations.
I remember the antidote when it came out
I
because
remember when that one came out, Ruined My
right.
Life, and Congratulations.
I think it was just because I think before the whole album came out all together, I remember listening to the antidote and I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I was like, I wonder if it was like I thought it would have been like something from like an older CD or it was gonna be something new, and then it comes out this year, and I'm like, oh, I was like, all right, it's something new, and because it was 6 long years since they released an album.
Has it really
That's
been that long?
yeah, it's 2016 to 2022.
This year was the year for music, and I've told you this before, Dystro. This is the year for music. Like, look at all
Oh yeah,
the albums
for
that
sure.
came out.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. God, there's so many,
We started off the year on a high note with Billy Talent's Crisis of Faith,
and we're almost to the end of the year.
and Slipknot drops their album later this week.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh man, this is wow. Okay,
It,
before I
it,
start having a heart attack here, maybe we should do a separate episode on this.
it's yeah, because it's like we did something like this before, the most highly anticipated albums of the year.
Yeah, but at the time, we didn't know that Slipknot was releasing. Like, we didn't know the name
The
of Slipknot's
album,
album. We didn't know
right?
Red Hot Chili Peppers was dropping an album. We didn't know the Foo Fighters was releasing another Greatest Hits album next month.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think we need to do a music
Part
recap
two.
for
Okay.
2022.
Yeah, it's. I mean, we've got to because it's like so much has changed over time. Like, yeah, like we didn't know Red Hot Chili Peppers was gonna release this album. Slipknot's new album is gonna be dropping, like you said, like next week, and it's like, or well, this week I should say, and it's like there's so much music coming out in 2022 just alone.
And I think in a way it's a good thing because it makes up for lost time that we had in 2020 and even in 2021 for that case. Because of COVID-19 and stuff, because that bands had a hard time recording. That's why,
Mhm.
for example, Crisis of Faith took so long to come out. It was supposed to not even be an album. It was supposed to be just individual singles. But they ended up working on it during COVID and stuff, turned it into an album. But yeah, so we are definitely going to have to do a music recap for 2022.
Oh yeah,
Um,
for
Now the
sure.
problem is I don't know if I want to do it right off because we still have albums that have yet to be released this year. So I'm thinking
Maybe,
maybe we should wait till December
yeah, like kind of like around like
after Christmas.
yeah, a little bit after Christmas, because it's like because we're gonna be able to do a Christmas episode.
Yes.
I know that for sure because I looked on the calendar and it's like when it said December 25th, I was like, that's on a Sunday. So we're gonna be able to do a fucking Christmas episode.
Yes, we'll wear our Christmas hats, our Christmas PJs.
Oh ho ho, holy shit.
Okay. Anyways, sorry about that, folks. So we will try to do a music recap episode at the end of the year. So stay tuned for that.
Um I when we were talking about the first album that came out for
Yes.
Simple Plan, like the sales, right?
Yeah.
So in US alone, it's hit 2-time platinum,
Wow.
and the sales is 2 million in sales.
That's pretty fucking good for a first album.
And then in Canada, it's right behind it with 200,000.
Wow.
And it hit
Jeez.
2-time platinum in Canada too.
That's dope. Damn. So I don't know if anybody knows about this. So Simple Plan has a foundation known as the Simple Plan Foundation, which focuses on teen problems such as poverty, drug addiction, and depression and stuff like that. So they try to raise money and donate it to those types of problems. I guess this started around 2009, as far as I've read up. It started around 2009. That's huge. That is huge that Simple Plan is giving back to their fans, and especially towards those who have problems like that.
Mm-hmm.
That makes my heart warm a little bit. um, I like bands that do that, that donate to charities and stuff, raise awareness for certain issues in the world, whether it's people issues or economic or just government issues. Just hats off to the bands that do that. Like they don't have to do that, but they choose to do that, and that's huge. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
this band has been nominated for many awards, but also has won many awards. There's too many to name off. They have won a few iHeartRadio Music Awards. They've won many of the Much Music Video Awards, which I believe Billy Talent's also won some of those awards as well. And they also won a Teen Choice Award back in '05 for their choice rock genre. That's huge. And if you guys know the whole controversy with the Kids' Choice Awards, the Teen Choice Awards, people have always said it's like fixed. It's like not like the votes don't count. Like when you vote online, they don't count, which is
Right.
it's kind of like fixed. Like it's not a real award show. I don't know how true that is. That's why I'm watching it, but yeah. So to wrap this up, if you had to choose one song to um, send to a friend if you wanted to get them into Simple Plan, what would the song?
Oh God. Okay. Well, at first I was gonna say maybe I Do Anything, because that's kind of like, it's very well known. But I think maybe Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, that was the first song I found. That's how I got into them. Um, for me, obviously you kind of should stick with old Simple Plan from like 02 to '08, like the first three albums, because that's
Right.
like their true genuine sound. I'm not trying to diss the other albums, obviously, but there's kind of a different sound with the newer albums. I don't know if that's just me. Um, oh God, I have to go with "Shut Up" from the debut album.
That's a good one too.
I'd have to go with "Shut Up" because it's like a fast song and it's like a get the fuck out of my way kind of song. So, ah. So yeah, that's pretty much our Let's Talk episode for Simple Plan. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys would like to listen to Simple Plan. Oh, that's right. I have Song of the Night tonight, don't I?
Yep.
Well, stick around because I'm going to announce that in a little bit. So, no, we are not done with Simple Plan just yet. In the future, within the next couple weeks, we'll be doing a top 10 Simple Plan song episode.
No, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah, we are going to be flubbernucked. I don't even know if that's a
Flubber.
word, and I'm saying that.
That's, so it just looks up in the dictionary. It's like, what is flubbernucked? And it's like, oh, well,
Right
that's what.
here. Oh boy. Okay, so tonight's song of the night, I'm gonna go with "Astronaut" by Simple Plan, because that. I'm not gonna do spoiler alerts for the top 10, but that might be in my top 5. Uh, I love,
Spoilers.
I love that song. I like a lot of you guys have probably knows. I'm kind of into some of the experimental aspects of bands. This is one of their more experimental songs. It's more of a mellow song, but I like it. I love it. It has a different sound to it. So if you guys want to listen to it, check it out in the top right hand corner of the video when the video gets closer to the end. It'll take you right to the music video. So check out Astronaut by Simple Plan. So, without further ado, let's announce this Thursday's episode. So, this Thursday's episode, we are going to continue our Nostalgia Days series with commercial days. We're going to be talking about all things commercials from, oh god, the good old Geico commercials with the gecko, freaking the Lunchables commercials from back in the day, the Capri Sun commercials back in the day where I actually thought you were supposed to go flat by drinking them. Yes, all those commercials are going to be discussed and more this Thursday on Nostalgia Days, Commercial Days. Now, I'm going to try, and I don't quote me on this, I'm going to try and get a guest for that show. There is one person who had messaged me, and he is interested in trying to join us for that episode. I'm not 100% sure. Stuff can change from now to then. It's only Sunday. So,
True.
I need to message him hopefully the night before and see if he's going to come on with us. So, yeah, no promises about the guest, but the episode is still happening. So yeah, hope you guys are looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're almost done the Nostalgia Day series, by the way.
It doesn't even feel like it though.
We've been doing it for quite a few months.
Yeah, because we went through fair days, snacks, school days, and all that stuff.
Cartoons, summer days.
Yeah, so it's like for the I think for like when October comes around, like the day before Halloween, we should probably do a like Halloween Days episode or something, maybe.
We could try that. We can attempt that. We'll have to plan
It's
that
like, don't
out.
quote me on that. Don't quote
Don't
me on
quote
that.
us on that. Oh my god. All right. So, if you guys stuck around to the very end, we greatly appreciate your support as usual. Be sure to click on the link in the description below to follow us on our social medias. That'll take you to the link tree, which has everything there you need, such as TikTok, Dystro's gaming YouTube channel, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit. You know the drill. So go follow us on social media to stay up to date with the podcast in case something goes wrong. We can't upload. You guys will be able to know firsthand. All right, so that's it. Thank you guys for listening tonight, and we will catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.